Are we back? Can you hear me? Sound off if you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. Now for the real test. Can you see me? Do I sound okay? Do I look okay? If I look like super 180p again, then that's just going to be the way things are. It's better! All right, cool. So YouTube just throttled the heck out of a stream for no reason. We love it. Good stuff. All right. Cool. The real question is, do we want to see you? No, the webs. I don't know why anyone's here. Synced and everything. All right. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. I've dodged the potato allegations. Well, I've overcome the potato allegations. All right. Now I am going to go to NFL.com, put on my draft stream. But again, I will not be rebroadcasting anything that I shouldn't be rebroadcasting. But we know the first pick, right? So, by the way, spoilers wise, this is not going to be a spoiler for each stream. I will be reacting to the picks as soon as people know them. Put them in the chat. Go crazy. If you do not want spoilers, if you don't want to learn about who the pick is before it gets said, totally understand. And I'll see you for Locked On Vikings in the morning. Sound good? Sound good. This will not be a spoiler for each stream. Sorry, guys. Bryce Young Viking. Wow. I think Shams got the first one. Did I see that? Or is that fake? I don't know. But here we go. Joshua, I have a lot of information on who listens to Locked On Vikings and when. I don't need a poll. What do you want to know? I might be able to tell you. US Bank would be a sick draft. That is very true. When do I wash up and cook? What is the most activity? The most activity is mornings. Most people listen to it on their way to work. But I don't think it matters to my stats if someone listens at one time or another, if that's what you're asking. Listen in the shower. It's a little odd. Anthony Richardson and Mingo. Whoo, you're cooking, Josh Johnson. You are cooking. I love that draft. I know a lot of people too are in the Discord. I don't think I will be very active in the Discord, if at all. But I'm like right here, so you can just chat with me here. IRL. I think Discord might have been part of the issue. Yeah, I'm not going to be on Discord at all. So good luck, everybody. I got Patrick Mahomes out here. Man, the draft is such an annoying broadcast. Joe Green, are you a hashtag every day? If you listen to every episode, man, yeah, listen to him whenever you want to listen to him. But heck yeah, hashtag every day, baby. Join the club. I'm learning that a lot of people have showered to my voice, and that's very strange. Have you showered with an Arif shower curtain? Does one of those actually physically exist? Is that what Lauren? I'm not up on my Norse Code merch lore. I know there's body pillows. Did someone actually buy the Arif shower curtain at some point? I need to get James on here. I bet he'd come on. Does it still kind of? Yes, it's sorry, buddy. It's parasocial, and it's unhealthy. Don't interact with me on Twitter. That's bad for you. The curtain is real. Drive into work. Yes. Love it. Thank you all. My hashtag everydayers. Love you guys. The Panthers are on the clock, and that means the Vikings can officially trade 2026 draft picks to the Cardinals for pick 3. So, okay, I have to catch you guys up on where we're at here. Basically, we've been watching for like 3 days. The Vikings, they've been trying for weeks to trade up with Arizona. There's distance between the two parties. Arizona's really reticent to come down that far, so it has to be a Godfather offer. The Vikings are coming close to a Godfather offer, so it's like a negotiation. We're trying. Also, I guess the Titans were trying. I don't know if they're still trying. The Texans might be trying to come up and draft 2, then 3. The Eagles might be trying to come up, but I don't think it's for 3. But I don't know that it sounded like they were coming up more for like the 5, 6, 7 range, get an edge rusher. But the key might be 2026 picks because they don't have a second rounder this year. So if they were going to do like 3 seconds, it would have to be seconds in 24, 25, 26. He, him, Princess Peach is a new one. That's great, Logan. I have an iPhone note of all of the best insults people send to me. And I'm putting that in. That's fantastic. Yeah. That's phenomenal. That Panthers war room certainly doesn't look like they're working anything, does it? Yeah, as people still file in, I'm just going to say the same thing over and over. That's how it has to go with a stream. But I'm watching the NFL Network stream, so if you want to watch along with me, go ahead. I might be a little behind you or ahead of you or whatever, but it's fine. Because I'm just gonna decide not to worry about spoilers, man. It's not the draft broadcast. Kind of sucks. I don't the like suspense of it doesn't really do anything for me. I just want to know who got picked. You know, I probably won't even watch TV for the next couple of days. Joshua, have you listened to Slick Rick Spielman's podcast? A little. Sometimes I would listen to it when he was talking about stuff that maybe shed light on like how things ended, like right afterwards. But no, not really. I haven't really gotten into any of the 33rd team stuff. I'm also going to be trolling Twitter a little bit too, trying to see where we're at. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can do Discord. I'm not going to like be active on Discord, but I am going to have Draft Tracker up. Cool. Is that Chelsea Peretti? Anthony Edwards started the season by live streaming a slur and ended with assault. Okay. I'm not a Timberwolves fan, so that's not meaningful to me. Manbear Pig, I don't know which stream has more or less ads, but I don't know. Something about ESPN is just a little more annoying to me, so I usually go with NFL Network, but you do you. Would you realistically add anybody as part of a draft day trade and feel good about it? No, I'm not really an NBA fan at all. Just doesn't grip me. I don't have like a problem with it, just not for me. Would I add anybody as part of a draft day trade? I remember there was something about Jerry Jeudy like a month ago. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. I don't really have a great sense for who is and isn't on the block, so I don't know what the options are. But I'm sure there are players out there that are fun. Slur's really great. Yeah, I saw the video on social media of like the quote unquote assault. Pretty weak, but I don't know. Add case cookies. Always add case cookies. Case cookies. Yeah, that's the other thing. We're kind of on Dalvin Cook watch a little bit on this. Oh yeah, Kirk Cousins is live right now and might have to live react to the Vikings trading up for his replacement. That is very funny. Yeah, we're on Dalvin Cook watch. He is very much on the block. There were some rumors that he would be cut before the draft started. Nope. That was always fake. That was always smoke. Don't you dare speak ill of Draft Day. That movie is the perfect kind of bad. Do you drink mayo coffee for Anthony Richardson? No, but I will say I do have some coffee, and I might actually go grab it. Oh no, I don't have coffee. I might have to make coffee. I might have to step away and make some coffee, fellas, folks, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Have Kirk watch his replacement get drafted. Yeah, is the Water Boy a perfect kind of bad? I think it's a perfect, like all those old Adam Sandler movies are like very 90s, and if you're in the a 90s nostalgia mood, they're good, but I don't think they hold up otherwise. Yeah, why is Carolina taking so long? I believe that's actually a TV thing. They've had the pick in for like 2 weeks now. But I think they have to take the whole thing because the TV's got to get their broadcast all set up and all. That's like a deal with the NFL, which stinks. It's very annoying and it sucks, and we all just want to know. Yeah, the Panthers are like they've had their pick in forever. So this is kind of a bit of a presentation fake thing. You can watch Draft Day or not watch Draft Day, everybody. That's okay. Yeah, the room is completely silent. They're just sitting there waiting for it to be announced on TV while we have to do a little bit of punditry. Ooh, boy, this NFL Network stream is not great. Keeps resetting for me. But we're going to see Bryce Young soon. Oh, you know what would be a great idea? While we wait, since this is such a stagnant moment. You guys want to see a rabbit? You want me to go up and get a rabbit? We can hang out with a rabbit for a second here. There it is. Yeah. All right. There is a little bit of chat delay. Sorry about that. I think there has to be. I think that's a YouTube rule. Let me get a rabbit. She knows. You might not yet. I came in way too hot. No betrayal. Oh, you got her. I could have gotten both. I picked Nostradamus. Here's a Zoe. Here it is. They still haven't announced it. Say hello, Zoe Bowie. She is extremely upset. The Webs, do you want to see a rabbit is code for I want to show you my rabbit? Absolutely. I'm going to show you my rabbit. Here comes the bun. Please bless the Vikings draft, Zoe. Panthers pick Stetson Bennett. There it is. Bryce Young, Carolina Panther. Nick Saban's there. That's nice. Difference between Richardson, Lance, and Joe Webb. Look, I don't have a great sense for Lance. I didn't really do. Oh, the Levis odds have now dropped to minus 300. Man, the betting markets, following the betting markets at this particular time is risky business. Zoe? Yeah, right. Zoe is a great reminder. Vegas can be defeated. Vegas can be defeated. She's so mad. I'm going to have to put her down in a little bit because she hates this. But I wanted to had to bring a rabbit in somewhere. All right, I'm going to put her back. Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? That bang in the background, that was Zoe thumping at me, letting me know that that was not a welcome cuddle. If it's a Reefin bunny ears, that would be quite the plot twist. Thank you for coming to the live stream. That's your reward. You get to see a very, very mad bunny. Are the rabbits litter trained? Yes, they are. They were already litter trained when we got them. I think they were an owner surrender because we got them around Easter time. So I think they were maybe something like that. They were in like a foster system for a weird time. Their history before we got them is a little unknown. Yeah, I saw Magic School Bus. Yeah, but they are pretty tidy animals. They like to have things a little clean. Like you'll see them walking around and they'll just eat pieces of hay on the floor that have fallen just to keep things kind of tidy. So they do like keeping their space clean. So yeah, they have a litter box. Common Man told us to book it for a Vikings trade up. That's very confident. I book it that they're trying. We can say with certainty that the Vikings are trying to trade up, but whether or not they succeed in doing so is not something I think anybody can know. Not even the teams that are trying to. Who knows? Would you ever have a cat? Cesotropes. That's right, Christian. For people who don't know, rabbits do cesotropes, which is partially digested, and then they just go right down and put it back through the system again. We like to call that farm to table, and it's horrifying and disgusting, but they do it all the time and they love it. It's like their favorite treat. Yeah, would you ever have a cat? I'm not as big on... I like cats. They're cute. They're fine. But I would much rather have a dog. I would much rather have a rabbit. And also my fiance is deathly allergic. So probably not in the cards. Is the pick tipped yet? Do we have it? Oh my God, Shams is all over it. He's coming in and just like destroying. All right, CJ Stroud. Wow. Okay. I have a story for the Discord, but I'm not going to do it on stream. Just don't let me forget. Yeah, this is not a spoiler-free stream. We're not waiting for anything, but they're here. This is the moment now, right? The Vikings are officially out there on the clock. Now it's time to refresh Twitter a lot. We'll see if Arizona actually picks. We'll see if somebody else trades up. Maybe the Vikings trade up. Maybe they pick somebody out of left field and we can still get a quarterback that we wanted. But CJ Stroud, Bryce Young and Stroud, 1 and 2, as it always was. I gotta click around and be clicking people off my board. I forgot about that. It sounded like the Texans were going to be very stupid. There were problems. Oh, pick is in immediately. Interest. Yeah. Okay. That's great for the Texans. I used to live in an apartment complex that had a sort of halfway pet street cat. Like they would feed it and it would stay around basically. Her name was Ramble because she wouldn't shut up. She was like constantly would come up and like meow, meow at you. She's the cutest little cat ever. Just the friendliest cat. I moved away. I hope Ramble's doing great. Young cat too. Man, Houston was all over that then, I guess, huh? Pick in right away. Appreciate that, Joshua. Glad you enjoy. This. Okay, so the Texans picked. No trades down. No crazy stuff. Time to see what happens here. CJ Stroud. That's the right move. QB1. Let's go, Vikings. I'm like nervous, man. Let's go, Vikings. Let's do it. Let's get weird. Cave. But this is the part, right? So the negotiation, nothing wrong with cats, just not my particular favorite. The negotiation, I think, stalled at some point in trying to negotiate a trade up from 23 to 3, which is crazy hard, right? But I think the Vikings were willing to do what they need to do. It's just a matter of getting that negotiation. That negotiation stalled, but the pressure of a deadline tends to unstall negotiations sometimes. Yeah, he's a good size, CJ Stroud. He's a good quarterback. And that's kind of all there is to it. He's just really good at this. But now, let's see. Let's see. There has been the Texans did a lot of lying deep into the roots of their community. Let me tell you. A lot of lying, and I'm pretty sure not everyone in the Houston organization knew. I think there were people in the Texans org that thought that CJ Stroud was off the board. I really do. There were definitely people in the league who thought CJ Stroud was off the Texans board. Oh, we got an Australian in here. Where y'all from? Sound off. NYC, very good. Canada, Sioux Falls, very good. Milwaukee, Germany, all right. Bunch of Wisconsin. SoCal, very good. Represent. Mexico City from Discord. Luke's Basement, very nice. Iowa, Idaho. Awesome. It is kind of wild how few Locked On Vikings listeners are actually from Minnesota. It's like very much an appeal. I think it's an appeal to people who like maybe used to listen to KFan but don't get it where they live anymore. It's always kind of surprising to me. Pick's not in yet. No, they're not even on the banner yet. Make the swing, Quasey. Cave. Cave to their demands. Cave to their demands. That's all I need, man. Cave, 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 cave. Cave, 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 cave. I bet they're on the phone now saying we got one last shot. Someone's saying a final offer, right? And it's on whoever the other one is to cave, cave, somebody, cave. Somebody say this is my final offer, and the other person say, yep, we'll do it. Come on, baby. Let's go. Even if it like I would prefer any trade up. If the Vikings can't get it done, give me the Titans or something. Like, let's get something fun. They're definitely trying. Arizona's been trying to trade down for months. They want to trade down so bad. They do not want to just sit here. They've got their blue chip players and they don't want to miss out, but they want to move. They want to move down. They're not going to get a pick in the top 10. I don't think that's what they really wanted, was just to move down a little. Do it, do it, do it. People saying Houston, they did it. Houston back up getting Will Anderson. Texans back up. All right. Hard to compete with that. That was always the worry. So they just go down to 11 or 12. All right. So that means if that's Will Anderson, that puts the Colts up. And now we got to see if the betting market knew, right? Everything I thought was that the Colts were really, really into Anthony Richardson. And if Anthony Richardson goes at 4 here, then we set our sights on trading back and getting a first rounder next time. Or do the Colts go Will Levis? Maybe the Seahawks go Anthony Richardson, or maybe we can try to trade up with the Seahawks or try to move up. Then we kind of have to start. We're in a bit of a fly by the seat of our pants situation here. I could see Arizona trying to come back up too, because that's further than they wanted to be. Did the Vikings have any conversations with Indy? Not maybe, probably called. Why not? We want Levis. Levis, Colt, Levis, Colt, Levis, Colt, Levis, Colt. Manifest it. Light your candles. D'Amico's getting his doppelganger. Is that the deal? I didn't even watch Will Anderson. I didn't watch any of the edge rushers, which is, I don't know. I wish I had more time to go for it, but I also spent more time learning about wide receiver and corner as a position this offseason. So I felt like I could just do better if I really honed my focus in as much of that. Let's go. Let's go. And the Texans select Anthony Rich. What if they went double quarterback? Also, I'm curious to see how much that cost for the Texans. Pick is in. Does anybody have the Yeah, Christian, spoil away. This is a spoiler friendly place. Go nuts. Oh, got it. Okay, Cardinals get 12, 33, a first and a third, and the Texans get 3 and 105. Ooh. They didn't. Oh, yeah, it's Will. Of course it's Will Anderson. Yeah, definitely. Shefty just dropped the trade. Cool. Yeah. 12, 33, and then next year a first and a third for the Cardinals. I think that's just the sensible thing that they would have much rather done. I still think that's further than they wanted to go. But I also feel like they could have gone down 10 more picks and gotten set up for 3 years, man. Vikings would have done it. Just didn't get it done. Two firsts, a second, and a third. Stroud and Anderson. All right. Yep. They spent away. They did it. Time for the Texans to be a serious franchise again. The Texans have been just toiling in nowhere for so long. It's about time they get serious and try to win some football games. Enough of this value farm team crap. You let your entire roster go away. Card stockpiling for a QB next year? Could be. Very much could be. That's the interesting thing, is who ends up with a whole bunch of capital next year. I think if Anthony Richardson goes in these next couple picks, that's where the Vikings will be, I think. They're going to try to get a first next year, maybe the second next year if they can't get a first. Shams tweeted an Arizona pick and got it wrong. Ooh. Tough world in the NFL, huh, Shams? Get you baited. Texans trading a ton for Will Anderson. Let's go. All right. Now it's seat of your pants. That was, I think, the best chance they had to get up. Now it's improv here. Can we find a way to maneuver this into getting Anthony Richardson? But if he goes, then I think everything gets quiet for a while. And then this stream is going to transition into an NFL stream because the Vikings are probably not going to do anything. Got caught smoking a blunt. Yeah, the bong pick. You gotta. I saw the bong pick. Come on, Indy. Levis. Levis. Manifest Levis. Aw. Nope. Yep. Starting to see. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Hard to see what's real, what isn't. But I'm seeing people tweet about it. I don't know where they're seeing Richardson is the Colts' choice. Let's start spreading misinfo. Does Houston have any weapons for Stroud? Not yet. What do we got here? Pull it down a little. Stream keeps dying, man. Yep. There it is. All right, it's Richardson. Sorry, everybody. Didn't get him. That was fun to dream. Fun 48 hours. Didn't get him. Texans coming up for Anderson got in the way. Yeah, it's out. It's Richardson. So, now things shift a little bit. We're still on Levis watch a little bit. I don't think the Vikings are into him, but that's not by like far from a sure thing. I could see Levis going now to Seattle at 5. I could see him falling all the way out of the first round. So I think he's the guy that's going to be watched in the green room. But I think for the Vikings, it's now trade down. And let's trade down. Let's get a bunch of day 2. There is kind of nobody left on the board that I'm like mega stoked on. I mean, there's corners that I would like and stuff. If like Devin Witherspoon fell and we got him, I would probably eventually be pretty darn stoked on that. But there's nobody that I think is worth just sitting and picking. I think it really now has to be about this draft with this very weak class, all these COVID kids, all these 4th, 5th, 6th year guys. This is the year to punt the draft into next year and see if you can't go get your QB. You got to have your QB. They don't have their QB. They're trying not to have a QB. If you're in Europe, if you're up very late, this is it's okay to go to bed, I think. I mean, I'm not predicting, right? They could just sit there and pick and you might miss it. But now we're kind of hoping for, let's see if we get a good corner or something and a little piece that helps on the fringes. The top 5 here was the chance to, change the direction of the franchise, but it's probably a 2024 game now. And then maybe, we're talking about, I think Lance may be in play. Maybe. I still kind of don't believe that the 49ers would do it. Just feels weird. But I think right now it's trade down, get assets. Not only replenish what's missing from this year and that last year from TJ Hawkinson trade, but also if they could get a first next year, I think that's the next most exciting outcome for me. Even though it requires a little patience, we got to wait another year to see. Who are we afraid of Detroit picking at 6? Man, everybody has been on Detroit taking Witherspoon for forever. It feels like that's just the move that they're just going to do. I don't know if we're afraid of it. Or, I mean, he's my CB1. I certainly wouldn't like him to become a Lion, but I think that's just a done deal. God, I hate that for Richardson too. I don't think the Colts is a great place. I think that's an ailing team in a very weird spot. Okay, I need to find a better NFL draft here. Is there any reason to be excited about this draft? Of course. New players, man. It's always exciting to get new players. Yeah, no, it's not. It's okay to have gotten your hopes up and then still be like, yeah, but there's still players that are fun. I mean, sure. But I think the strategic best move here is now to trade down. And that's okay. Trading down and getting a first next year is still an outcome that I like a lot more than like drafting Joey Porter or whatever. And I love Joey Porter. All right, I'm just changing to the ESPN stream. They're just telling me our future is gone. Yeah, well, stop watching football. Just give up on everything. Stop watching football, and only check in when your favorite team has already won the Super Bowl. Then All right, I have the ESPN stream. It's a little more annoying, but hopefully it works. When GB goes Kincaid at 13, I don't think that's happening. All right. Fun 48 hours. We had a good time, and I have no regrets. Yeah, so the other quarterback thing is that now we're looking at day 2, day 3 guys, because I think a first rounder, for me, at this point, a first rounder on any of the remaining quarterbacks is not a move that I would agree with. I don't see it for Levis. If you disagree, that's okay. But they'll do whatever. They'll trade down. They'll take corners. They'll try to do defensive line, whatever, fill other needs. And then in day 3, we start taking random swings on Jaron Halls or Jake Hainers or whoever, right? Aiden O'Connell. Just like the good times. Yes, I'll. Zero interest in taking a day's 2 or 3 QB with the number of picks we have. What if the number of picks were to go up? There's just nothing in the first round I feel like is worth a first round. I don't know. Unless somebody really crazy falls like Joey Porter or something. Like I have first round grades on guys like Cam Smith and stuff that like I think can start, but I don't know. It's fine. Oh yeah, we have to ban the bot. I'm going to do it right now. I'm not banning the whole bot. I'm just killing the roll command. No more rolling the dice. The roll command is dead. Goodbye. Oh. There we go. We dodged that Richardson bullet? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think this is a great place for him. I think Indianapolis... We'll see if he pulls it off, if he pulls some of his stuff together, but I think he's going to have to do it with a lot more bullets flying than is comfortable. It's just going to be harder for him to succeed. But dodging a bullet, man, I'm not that sure. Might have to trade to later in the first. Sure, yeah, that can work too. I think they're going to take the biggest trade down they can get, to be honest, and prioritize future picks. If I had to guess, listen to the Florida fans; they did not like him. From everything I know from Florida's problems were not his fault. If a whole bunch of fans were blaming the quarterback because of the bozo wide receivers they had, that's on them. Does a trade down in the first get us a first next year? Probably not. You probably have to trade out of the first entirely to get a first next year. You have to go down a good ways, which I am perfectly comfortable doing. I think picking at 40 and picking at 23 is like pretty similar in this draft with the way the bands of talent are set up. My understanding of like Florida media and Florida community was not that Anthony Richardson was the problem. There were accuracy issues. There's definitely flaws and stuff. Luckily, 20-year-olds can get better at things. Yeah, Florida is like a bozo team. Who do you think will be the first position the Vikings pick? Great question. I still think corners that your odds-on favorite. Could be a receiver, could be somewhere on the D line. Anything else I think would surprise me? But I'm open to being surprised too, especially if they trade down and they're at like 40, then positional value becomes a little bit less of a major thing. Eric Kendricks jersey. Yes. I'll never give up. I love Kendricks. I do need a new jersey though. All of my I had Thielen and Kendricks were like my main two. Yeah, I like trading down, but I mean they'll still pick somebody. We're gonna have players that are fun to break down. It'll be a good time. We got the Seahawks pick in yet? I haven't seen it. Looking at this banner, there's 90 seconds left on their clock. There's no way this hasn't been tipped, right? The pick is in. No trades. What do we got? How would you feel about Addison at 23? I would feel okay about it. I would feel like that is an appropriate place to take him. I think he will go higher than that. But it's Devin Witherspoon to the Seahawks. Oh, that is awesome. Who am I watching for spoilers? I think Draft Diamonds has it. I think Jordan Schultz has it. But I'm mostly asking you guys. That's a slam dunk. Oh, you make $200 if it's Gonzalez. Oh, if it was Gonzalez to the Seahawks, I think Gonzalez would have been a really good fit for them. But maybe they shared my board. Time to take a victory lap. Man, all right. Tweet shift is horrible. Pick that bet because of my analysis. I'm sorry. That's what I would have guessed too. Football player out of Illinois. That Illinois secondary was nutty. You're scared? Why are you scared? It's okay. They'll get someone. The nice thing about the draft is you can only get better. Yeah, a lot of people are really jaded about first round picks nowadays because they had they traded it away. They're like Treadwell traded away Hughes, Bradbury, and people really didn't like it. But then I don't know, man. Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw, and put Lewis Cine in the unknown category. We haven't seen enough of him. Might be hot. All right. Need to do something here. Let's see if Discord opens. Laquan Treadwell equals Quentin Johnston. That's not a good comp. Levis to Detroit. Are you telling me or are you reporting that? That would be stunning. Let's see here. Draft tracker. I'm doing draft tracking stuff for my own purposes later using Discord. To a Stroud. Anderson. Richardson. 5 Witherspoon. All right. Hopefully Draft Diamonds will have it from there. Carter to Detroit would be great. Yeah, Dizzy, I hear you. That you like it when rivals are good because then the competition is better. I like winning the division, and I love laughing at rivals when they are bad. I would prefer to see the Packers win no games and to be able to laugh at them over it. Not a great start to the draft from a Vikings perspective. I mean, look, there was we were kind of holding out hope for the Vikings to be able to come up, do their aggressive quarterback thing. It didn't happen, and I feel like kind of everything else is moot now. That was the real that was the real cliff of outcomes, and now we're down, and there's all these other little things that could happen. Yeah, we can prefer some to others, but I don't know. They'll pick a guy, they'll trade down, they'll whatever. Hooker is a perfect knee biter. All right. It's been as a whole jazz club. Oh wow, yeah, they're set up. They look great. Do you see us trying to pick up assets next year? I do. If I had to guess, that's what I think is the next goal. We'll see if they accomplish it, but I would guess that that's the next goal. Hey, Arizona's coming back up. I knew it. Oh boy, they could get a lot of guys here. That was too far. They did not want to come down that far. Lions trade down. Oh, I hate that for them. Or I like that for them, which is bad. Could be Jalen Carter. I'm going to guess Tyree Wilson, but we'll see. I know they really like Tyree Wilson. So if they could trade down, up, get Tyree back. Sources telling me Locked On Cardinals is upset. Did not want this. If the Cardinals can do this, if they can keep their first that they got next year from Houston, because Houston's still not a complete team. That is going to be a high-ish first. That ain't a playoff team just because they got an edge rusher. I mean, they got their QB of the future, and that's great. Yeah, Paris Johnson, I could definitely see that. But if they could keep that Houston first and move up, then I think it's fine. Like if they're given that extra second and third or whatever to move up, whatever. That first is the real important thing. They gave up 12 and 34. Oh, that's great. Good. That's fine. Yeah. So they picked up a first and a third to move back 4 spots and still get the guy they wanted. That's excellent for Arizona. I forgot I did the parlay on MFP where I parlayed like all 5 first picks. I went 1, 2, 3. I got 3 of 5 on my parlay. Tyler got his wish. It's Paris Johnson. Yep, that tracks. All right, so now we're back to 7. Oh my God, this ESPN stream still has the Lions on the clock. So now it's Raider time. Do the Raiders take Levis? That's the thing. I still don't think so. I think they took Jimmy, and Jimmy's their guy. I don't think Jimmy's a bridge setup for them. Too much guaranteed money in it for me to think that they're that unserious to also draft a guy in the top 7 in the same offseason. But I could be wrong. It's a PS5 night. Folks, you do not need to be slamming refresh. The trade up for a QB dream didn't happen. That's okay. Oh, if the Lions get Gonzalez at 12 after trading back, that would be so good. Pull up your Rocket League, whatever. That's always my favorite. Like, I just need something to do with my hands while I'm listening to something game. Pull up your game of choice. Flip on an NBA playoff game if that's what you're doing. But please keep tuning in to the Locked On Vikings live stream. Trade down, back up. It's classic. Lions take Bijan. Yeah, hit that Breath of the Wild. I'll be here, all right. Y'all go play your video games. You can turn off the draft, but keep me on. I'll let y'all know if anything happens. Okay. Go make dinner. Probably pretty late if you're on Central Time for dinner, but might have already had it. 6 and 81 for 12, 34 and 168. So that's a third, right? That's a first and a third for a first, a second, and a fifth. Yeah, that's like really bad. It sounds like. I don't know. I'm not going to pull up like the calculator or whatever. My Rocket League rank? Oh, I never play online. I'm not good at it. I just like kind of goofing off against the AIs. Brisket nachos. Let's go. Okay. If you have not had dinner, let me know what you're having. Hatching Pokemon eggs. Very good. Are you trying to breed competitive Pokemon? Is that the move? I'm an avowed Nuzlocker. Closer to the Nuzlocke community than you may know. Smoked wings with a peppery dry rub. Very nice. Meatballs and sweet potato fries. Living large. You want In-N-Out? You can do better. Aim higher. Chicken and a biscuit. We ride. Fish patties. Very good. The Wicked. I recognize you from Twitter Tuesdays. Okay. That's working. Weed and root beer. Captain and Coke. Eat something if you're having a Captain and Coke. You'll thank yourself tomorrow. A sushi bake. That's interesting. All right, what is that? Yeah, I think the Cardinals did a great job here. Do I still look okay, everybody? Nice plate of feelings. Very good. Magic Sculpa. Pacifico with a lime wedge. Classic. Tried to make your own wings and failed. That's okay. The way I see it, I'll screw up cooking all the time. The way I see it, if I can stomach it, I didn't fail that bad. And that just means I get to try again. Frozen chimichangas. Oh my God, I have tamales in the freezer. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, I think I'm slamming a tamale potentially soon. All right, everybody behave. I'm going to fill up my water. Basil pesto chicken over rice. We're very good. Homemade? No, farmer's market made. I went and visited my parents who have a place in Palm Springs, and we went to a farmer's market, and there was a guy with just a big steamer full of tamales, and I bought a bunch of them and put them in my freezer. Wilson and Carter still available. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, there was. I think the Jalen Carter character stuff really got in people's heads. I do think Jalen Carter might be the best overall player in this draft. Ready for Billy Blue Jeans at 23? I've been ready to cope. I've been prepared to cope for months at this point. Still don't know who the Raiders are taking, huh? It's taking forever. I think I'm too used to 2 and 3, where I forgot what I was saying. Sorry. Not Carter to Chicago. Could be. He feels like an Eagle to me. Either surprised by something or fielding calls. They might be fielding calls. Nope, pick is in. Fielding some calls maybe, though, yeah. It's Tyree. That'll work. Tyree Wilson to Raiders. Okay. So what we got here? Is that gone? Still there? Oh, I don't even have it. I don't even have like half the players on this, but this is a very incomplete horizontal board. Carter to Philly is even worse. It just feels like the pick, man. I don't know. Will Minnesota trade up? I believe that ship has sailed, but anything's possible. Always. My guess was going to be that it was going to be for one of those first 3 QBs, but now that they're out, I don't think they do it for Levis. Ah, yeah, there it is, Tyree. Will Minnesota make a first-round pick? Now, that's the question of the day. I don't know. Maybe they grab the last pick in the draft again, or in the round again. I don't know. I still trade down feels way more likely to me than picking at 23, but depends on who falls. Jalen Carter didn't visit with anyone outside the top 10. He could free fall. What if he fell to the Vikings? What if we got Jalen Carter? He gets past 10. I don't think he gets past the Eagles, but if he gets past 10, nobody visited with him. Will Levis fall past the Titans? That's the question. I think the Titans take a tackle. Like Skaronski or something. Chiefs field Bijani. Who's their running back right now? McKinnon? Yeah. Gibbs, maybe? All right, Tyree Wilson. Yeah, when Sharif was supposed to go number 3, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, Pacheco and McKinnon, and it's like a committee. So I could see them throwing a first round pick and just going and saying, let's just have an insane after catch talent. It's probably Bijan more than it is Gibbs. If the Vikes grab Levis, will you put mayo in your coffee? Yes, I will. If Levis is a Viking, I'm drinking mayo coffee for sure. I have water right now, but I might switch to coffee later because I'm gonna get tired. Any news on Buda Baker? No, I do not have any news on Buda Baker. How much say do the coaches generally have in the draft? That's probably going to change team to team. Some teams, it's GM is like we're dividing this with like the Vikings with Rick. It was very much you have input, you can tell me, you can give me advice, but Rick is final say. If you remember when we were going for Kwesi and O'Connell and kind of going through the whole hiring cycle, the word was collaboration. And so it was all about people working together. So I'm sure, if push comes to shove, of course, you're not going to say, Kwesi's not just going to say, all right, we'll just take the guy you want, Chris O'Hara or whatever. But like, I'm sure eventually if push comes to shove, Kwesi's the final say, but it's a very collaborative process. That's at least what the Vikings are. That's the message, right? Is that this is we're all working together and we're coming to some kind of consensus. We're not picking tonight, huh? Wouldn't count on us picking tonight. We could pick tonight. I'm staying live and all that. We could pick tonight, but I would not count on us picking tonight. I would say we are like plus 200 to pick tonight, like 1-2 or 2-1. Falcons up. Do we have a pick yet? Colts offense is going from Matt Ryan to Anthony Richardson. A different vibe for sure. I just hope that he doesn't get Justin Fields. Bijan? Oh yeah, there was all that Bijan smoke with the Falcons. And they also were trying to move down a lot, so somebody could come up here. Nope, pick is in. Yep, Bijan. Let's go. Okay, I have my bet. Okay, so I have a bet with my dad. Let's see if I got that one right. Did not get that one right. Oh my goodness, I did bad. Ooh. So I have a bet with my dad that I need to get like a certain amount of players right on my mock draft, but I got screwed because I thought Houston was taking Will Anderson. And then I had Tyree Wilson going third because I bought into all of the Texans don't like Stroud stuff. I got screwed. Yeah, Bijan to the Falcons there's been buzz about that for a couple days now. Can we get Cordero back? I would love that. I will always love Cordero in purple. Give me a good reunion tour. Nobody works here that cut him because he was bitter about that when he got cut. He definitely had stuff to say, but all those people are long gone. This is Arthur Smith trying to get his Derrick Henry. I think I get it. I mean, look, there's always going to be all this running back stuff, but he's trying to put together his Derrick Henry team. He's trying to put together the Titans again. The Falcons definitely feel like they're the next like team on that Texans beat where they just sort of like toil in nowhere for forever, where they're just kind of this constant like picking between 5 and 10 kind of team. But at what point do they do the thing that says we're going to change the direction of this franchise? How far does Jalen Carter fall before we start thinking Kwesi trades up? I don't think Kwesi trades up for Jalen Carter. But if he falls past 10, he might not have to because Jalen Carter did not meet with anybody in the top 10. And there are like reported character issues, which is what you would want to do a meeting for. So if you didn't get to investigate that stuff, I would not be surprised to see all these teams, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, say, we'll just go take whatever edge rusher we like or whatever. You've talked yourself into Levis. We can cope. Yeah, we'll get a little mayo in the coffee. That's okay. Jalen Carter to the Bears is a home run for the Bears. It's the kind of guy that they need to really turn themselves around to because I think they're at risk of sort of falling into that. We've topped out at over under 7.5 wins kind of world. Chicago's on the clock. Yeah, if the Mayo is Miracle Whip, that's gross. Yeah, the you like that in my intro is only here for as long as Kirk is here. Yeah, Jalen versus Bradbury. It's the way it goes. Everybody's got a good DT. And we'll see. I mean, you had like Dallas worrying about their tackles against Chase Young, you know? Everybody thought Chase Young was the bluest of blue chips. He gets hurt. It doesn't work out. This kind of thing happens in the draft. Like, that's why I'm never going to get too high or too low on the drafts with, I would be freaking out if we got Richardson or a quarterback or something. Cause I mean, that's, franchise altering. Now we're on a new chapter and we get to celebrate that. But when it comes to non QB, just like players, it's like, okay, we'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. We just never get to know. The draft is not that easy to predict. Kyle, yeah, Vikings. I was hoping for a trade up for a QB. Those QBs are gone. So now I'm hoping that they trade back as far as they can. Eagles traded up. Oh, they're taking Jalen. That's super for Carter. He's an Eagle. Been saying he just felt like an Eagle. That's the best player in the draft is an Eagle. Man, win the NFC and then get the best player in the draft because you also did a trade with the Saints. That's great. Give up a fourth to move up one pick. This is easy for Chicago. So Chicago's now traded down twice out of one. Collect the Jalens. Agree. Bijan in the top 10. That's where ESPN's at right now. Yeah, the Eagles are going to be a powerhouse for a long time, I think. They paid a fourth, Christian, just to move up one spot. Oh, 2024? Not even a this year fourth? Oh, man, come on. Bears, why are you letting them do that? I guess if the Bears weren't going to take Jalen, because everybody knows that that's what the Eagles are doing, right? They're taking Jalen Carter. So if the Bears weren't going to take Jalen Carter, it's just free money. This is falling very well if you want the Vikings to just take a corner at 23. We're going to be at pick 10 here. And I don't think Chicago takes a corner. So we're going to be out of the top 10 with no receivers off the board and one corner off the board that nobody expected to be there. Someone arrest Howie. Yeah. Yeah, Magic Skull Bus. I think the move is they were going to try to get a quarterback here, but I don't think they want to enter a draft needing a quarterback and not having one in place. I don't like the if you listen to Quasey talk about like flexibility, if you listen to what the Wilfs will say about this kind of thing, I think everybody in that building is in lockstep that they don't want to be where the Colts were, where the Texans were, where, okay, if we don't get a quarterback in this draft, we're screwed. Like if you look at like where the Commanders and the Bucks are this year, they do not want to be in that spot where it's like, well, we need a quarterback and like we need a quarterback or this next year just is completely unserious. And now, unless one of those teams likes Levis and takes Levis, they just are going to have an unserious season. And the Vikings never want to have an unserious season. So They'll keep Kirk in the building until they have his replacement in the building, and they're going to want to transition between those smoothly. They'll want Kirk in the building at the same time as his successor. I think that's really important to them. And that might mean giving him an extension for 1 year, maybe a 3-year extension without the no trade. So then maybe they can trade him when it's time. Yeah, maybe they want to get a different bridge QB or something like that. Maybe that's what they're trying to get. Maybe they grab, like, what if they grab Jaron Hall in the 4th and then he has a great camp and he is really promising and they're super, super excited about him. Do you trust Kwesi to not take Hooker? I don't think Hooker goes tonight. And I don't think that's a question for April 27th. I think that's a question for April 28th. And by day 2, I'm a lot more amenable to it. But yeah, it's like if they take Jaron Hall or Dorian Thompson-Robinson or something, and let's say those guys really show out, they might say, all right, this is our bridge, and they're either competing with a rookie or they're competing with, I don't know, whatever that year's Andy Dalton is, and we have a semi-serious season, but it's not something totally unserious, like what I think the Bucs are about, and I think the Commanders are about to go through something very funny, and the Vikings never want to be that funny. Even day 2, do you trust Kwesi to not take Hooker? I don't know if trust is the right word. I do think that Hooker will be an option for Kwesi on day 2, and I think that he would defend that decision. Go Nick Mullins. True. Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis next to each other. Oh my God. Yeah, they got both the Georgia guys. Oh my God. Whoo, Eagles. Oh, you want to see the other bunny? I don't know if that's in the cards. I'll give it a shot. Buddy, you gonna let me? Here's the other one. He's a lot angrier because his wife just got taken too, and so he thinks bad things are going to happen to him, so I'm not going to keep him here for very long. But say hi, Zeety boy. Say hello to the sweet Zeet. It's not going to be very long. Stop getting... He's getting his claws stuck in my shirt. Stop doing that. You're going to hurt yourself. Not that happy. What did I miss? There's Jalen Carter. Darnell, right? To the Bears? No way. Oh my God. Incredible. That is not the tackle I would have selected. I didn't get to know the tackles very long though, so I'm not going to say much more. Just seems like that's a very hot take. So we are now out of the top 10. One corner is off the board. Good year to need a corner and pick 23rd if that's the way they want to take this. That option will be there. I still think I prefer to trade out because getting that QB of the future is priority number 1, and I would rather do something that brings us closer to that next year. Corner run incoming, maybe. I think tackle run is about to happen because I think the Titans are going to take a tackle here. And then you'll have had 2 tackles in a row, and I think we'll get some scary stuff. I guess the Lions won't do it. They might still get Gonzalez after trading down. That would be a coup for them. What if Levis is the QB of the future? He could be, for sure. I will never claim to know very sure that he's not the guy. It's just if I were in charge, I wouldn't take him at 23, but that's very much just my opinion. Billy Blue Jeans. See how Mr. Mayo Coffee goes. Keep sharing this link. Yeah, it does. It feels pretty rough. Yeah, the Eagles' D-line is pretty nutty. It's been nutty for years, though. That's just something that's universally always true about the Eagles. It's been insane since they won the Super Bowl. At least. I'm not chalking up any L's in April. Not only do upsets happen, but I don't know, maybe that game is in November and Jalen Hurts misses it because he's got a tweaked ankle or something. Like there's always something, right? Never chalk up any losses right now. It's like the schedule's about to come out and you're going to see everybody going, okay, that's a win, that's a loss, that's a win, that's a win, that's a win. 9-8. Okay. I find that really boring. Yeah, when Daniil was rotational, he was stuck behind Brian Robison. That was 2015, 2016. Because he was so raw. He wasn't ready yet. Yeah, the Lions could certainly grab Levis. I don't think letting him sit for a year really does anything. I think he's probably the best situation for him is one where he gets to go in right away and just start learning. But I don't have to stop him. Yeah, Dylan, I'm going to try to do some camp this year. Where are we at? We have the Titans pick yet? Don't think so. It's going so slow. Oh, Levis could be a Titan. Somebody just said to me on Twitter. Yeah. TB a better situation? TB would be a good situation. I could see the Titans doing it and then trying to flip Tannehill. It's a little harder, I think, to do that. I never camp at camp to save money on hotels. No, a lot of people stay at the Wilf complexes there. The Wilfs have developed a whole bunch of big buildings for people to stay at. They'll put up the joint practice team there too. So the 49ers or whoever will stay across the parking lot. Lions could win the division with their current QB. Levis might cost them a game or two. The only reason I was thinking letting him sit. Sure, just for generally as rookie stuff. Yeah, why not? I kind of feel the same way for the Lions as I do for the Vikings, where how much do you expect that to improve? How much better is Will Levis than Jared Goff in the long term? Kind of feels like if he hits his perfect 1A outcome, then sure. But that's probably true of most of these quarterbacks. I mean, you could make that argument about 5th round guys too. If they hit their perfect outcome and everything that they're bad at gets better. Yeah, it's maybe Tannehill, but cheaper. if you can flip him for draft picks and stuff, I could see them trying to do that. But it's the same thing. It's like, but I mean, are you going to start saying the Titans are like looking better than the Jags or now the Colts with Richardson? Probably not. There's Darnell Wright. Titans took Skoronski. Okay, I figured they were taking a tackle. So there's your run on tackles. We'll see what the Lions do now. Man, if I'm Detroit, I kind of want to go back down again. Christian Gonzalez is falling like crazy. This is excellent if you just want them to sit and take a corner. If your team don't trade everything up to get a quarterback, just sit there, fill your holes, be responsible. If that's what you think the Vikings should do, this is a dream night for you. I can't believe the Bears passed on Jalen Carter. That's wild. Lions going to take Matt Derry's guy. Oh, Kalijah Cansey. Yeah, for those of you who missed the ultimate mock draft, Matt Derry was up at 6, and he took Kalijah Cansey over Carter, over a whole bunch of other DTs that with more size. I want to say no, Tyree wasn't still there. Tanner Morgan, Viking. Did we dodge a bullet with Ryan Poles? Who knows? It's a different world. I'm surprised that Poles got a second interview with the Vikings, considering what he's done with the Bears, because it's very not what the Wilfs wanted. So I bet Ryan Poles was telling the Vikings, well, with your roster, I wouldn't do this big teardown. And then he goes to the Bears and says, well, with your roster, I would. We'll see. I don't have a lot of great familiarity with Peter Skoronski. You will almost certainly find very informed takes from Locked On Titans. Tyler has been all over the tackles. Jordan, we're all going to live in this hell forever. You're never going to be allowed to die. Yeah, I'm actually like, I'm still kind of processing. What did the Bears just do? I think the Bears might have just inted really hard. I think the Lions are killing this. That's right. The pain is a sign that you're still alive. I have no regrets. I got my hopes way up. Pretty easy to get over it, I think. I think with sports, easy to get when you say, I hope something happens and it doesn't. Okay. Next. Christian, I don't know who Shadir Sanders is, but nice. Well, it's USC's guy, Caleb Williams. It's Drake May, the UNC guy. Those are the two that I guess are the 1 and 2 or something. People were telling me about Jackson Dart at Ole Miss. I genuinely don't think he's draftable. He's going to have to make a huge leap next year. But also, I think 95% of the analysis of all of these quarterbacks is going to live on their 2023 seasons. So I think getting too deep into it right now is kind of dumb. Yeah, we were having fun. This is a fun 72 hours where I could daydream about Anthony Richardson being a Viking. I got some sweet thumbnails. Shout out to JV Swaps. I don't know if he's watching. Probably not. But every time you would see a, I didn't put that in the description once. Ooh, sorry, JB. Every time you saw a thumbnail on YouTube that was like a college quarterback in a Vikings uni, that was JV Swaps. I think it's this one. Yeah. Oops. Thumbnail by JV Swaps. That is my bad. No, it's there. I got his watermark in there though, so there was something. He like made more than Williams. Man, okay, so it's really funny. I was watching Jordan Addison and I was like, this QB kind of stinky. And people were like, that guy's gonna go number 1 overall, which I like watched more Jordan Addison. I was like, this dude misses all the time. What are we doing? I don't know. We'll see. One more year of development. There's a lot to go, and there's a lot to get excited about with potential and stuff. And I saw, there's a lot of run around, really fun plays too. So I get it. Same with Drake May. There's a lot of run around fun plays, and then there's times where it's like, well, man, you got a 5'8" receiver and you just threw it so high. What are you doing? Watching Josh Downs. Some of those short game 1 hops you see from Hooker. Gotcha. We'll watch them all a lot next year, and I'm looking forward to it. I had a lot of fun watching quarterbacks and learning quarterback. I've learned a lot about quarterback mechanics this year. And that's one of the things I think I've picked up the most on. I picked up the most on that and the most on route running. And I guess cornerback footwork. I really feel like I've leveled up in those areas this year, which was kind of my goal. I want to walk away feeling. So people are talking about Hooker season in the Discord. I saw, I popped in and I saw like every name was red. I look like the Bears punter on Madden. Tweet me a picture at Luke Brown NFL. I want to see what you mean. Wait. Lions? Yes! Our rivals are borking it. Okay, here's the deal. Take this for what you will. You take this wherever you want. Lions taking Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. Here's the deal. The Lions just picked Dalvin Cook. He runs like Cook. He's got that same, some of that same energy. He's got that same, this dude is not the most dynamic athlete ever. He's not as bad of an athlete as Cook was testing wise. Would I be okay with Gonzalez? Oh my God, yeah. I don't think we're the best destination for him. But by 23, oh my God, that's such a stupid that's a drop in the bucket. Oh my God, they could have slammed Christian Gonzalez and they took Jahmyr Gibbs. That's insane. Oh man. Oh, you tanked so hard. This doesn't move the needle. Would you trade up for him? No, I don't think you have to. There's too many good corners. I'll take one of the other ones and keep my picks. Oh, you have Montgomery in Dynasty. Oh yeah, they signed David Montgomery too. Oh, Dan Campbell's biting those kneecaps. They are going to be the team of the most physical team in the league. But I kind of figured that they would grab someone on the D, Miles Murphy. Sorry, Josh Johnson. This is not a spoiler-free stream. We're looking. The broadcast has not announced this yet. This is all you can see it tipped on Twitter and stuff, and I am just reacting as it goes. I had Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round, but not there. Me oh my. Oh, you send it to me? Yeah, I see it. Get the Madden Uncanny Valley thing, and it probably could look like that's me. Man, they have the number 6 overall pick from trading from a god tier result in the Rams having an injury horrifying season. All right, yeah, I'll retweet it. There you go. Am I still 180p? I'm seeing screenshots that look really bad. I don't know. Restore it, baby. Get more running backs. Let's see analytics, Twitter, cope with this. Like, it's so funny. They were such a darling of it. Bears punter thing is so mean. If the pack takes Zay, are they? No. What are? Oh, they're up. Yeah. Oh, I know. I think they're gonna pick Smith and Jigba. If they don't take Smith and Jigba, that's a win. I would like for them not to take Smith and Jigba. They could take Gonzalez too and just have like the sickest cornerback room. Keon White? Is that, are you hoping or are you telling me? Yeah, people want a tight end. I know I was talking to Bukowski about it, and he kind of wanted a tight end just because part of the Jordan Love thing is accuracy, and a bigger body is going to be better. These small guys are great, but you want a catch radius for your QB. It kind of makes sense. Detroit has 5 of the next 43 picks. Yeah, I guess. So they go with a luxury running back. Still kind of weird. I guess, yeah, why take Gonzalez when you can take a good cornerback later, just like weekend if you're at 18 or whatever. We are waiting patiently to find out who the Green Bay Packers select. Same old Lions, always. Anti-Lions tickets, they always cash. Yeah, the Lions slammed it. They must be really high on him. Why are we in the dark? We're not in the dark. We're chilling. We're having a good time here. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching. I got 150 people in this room just chilling, watching the draft with me. I love it. We had a dream. We dreamed big. We dared to dream big. Part of that's not getting it. That's okay. Oh my God, we're going to let the Ravens get Christian Gonzalez. But that means we get like Joey Porter. Man. Oh, loins. Stetson Bennett. Yeah. Montgomery is good. Tennessee is such an enigma to me. They were like the 5th ranked team in the country and everyone on them sucks. Christian, you better not be lying to me. Manifest Lucas Van Ness to the Packers. Unreal. It really is. They didn't take Sithajiva. Yes. Okay, look, these wide receivers, we knew they were going to fall further than we thought, right? Running backs going early maybe pumps the price of Dalvin Cook. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Okay, so Cook's on the block now, right? And I think those were the 2 receivers that teams really were like excited about getting. So we are on Dalvin for AR. Never let the dream die. We need a new quarterback to like super manifest unrealistic. And it can't be Trey Lance. It was Lamar Jackson for a long time, but now he signed that big deal. Now he's not leaving Baltimore. We need a new prophecy. Lucas Van Ness. I don't know enough about the edge rushers. I just know that he's the guy that everybody thinks is kind of fake, I guess. He's like all athlete. Is that what it is? He's just like kind of testing, but no polish. coked out Dean Lowry. Okay, every time I see Lucas Van Ness compared to a white guy, I'm a little worried that it's just a white guy, but I also don't know. Levis or Trey Lance? Trey. But I don't think Trey Lance is really out there. Man, I was sitting there during the ultimate mock, and the Lions doubled up on their D-line and had this cool D-line. Smith and Jebo went to the Bears. The Packers they ended up with Josh Allen. Peter did. And I was like, man, all these NFC North teams are absolutely killing it, and I'm going to trade out of the first. It's going to look like really bad. This went so much better for us than that. People trying to fire Kwesi in the Discord? It's okay. Let them go. Got to vent, right? We all got our hopes up for Anthony Richardson. Some are more capable of missing on that than others. Ascending player competes like a grizzly bear. Upside with inside-outside versatility. Okay. So coked up Dean Lowry, that's your comp. Okay. Twitter is so confused by the Lions. Sorry, did you think the Dan Campbell kneecaps team was going to be an analytic darling? I'm going to make that meme. Oh, the Packers fans are like, oh, they're not happy. They're like trying to zoom in tight. LVN's kind of hot. Is he? Meh. Little baby face for me. And the Jonas Brothers are on at ESPN. It's great that our sports media is really staying focused. There we go. Steelers traded up. Is that Gonzalez? Or do they take Joey Porter and do the... Oh my God. That's great. All right. What do we got here? Steelers are on the clock. They're coming up. Is this a Joey Porter stunner? Are they doing the sentimental thing? Nah, it's got to be Gonzalez, right? That's got to be like the, oh my God, he fell. Is Broderick Jones? Tackle? We are kind of at the end of a tackle talent cliff, aren't we? Like after Broderick Jones, are there any first round tackles left, or is that kind of it? And they got to be worried that they're not going to get their guy. What do we got? Okay, so this is awesome. We're looking for who our guy's going to trade up for, right? So corners falling. We need a good run on corners where there's like one good one left, but it's not the guy the Vikings want. Or does somebody want to trade up for Levis, right? Like Seattle, that's what I did in the ultimate mock. They traded up with me for Levis. They were linked to wanting to trade up for a tackle. Maybe they're going to do it. What do we got? $17 and $120 to move up. So just a 5, right? Or is that a late 4? Van Ness. Yeah, that just doesn't move me at all. We're going to be live for the whole first round. Not mad. I love you guys. It's a 4. Okay. Jones. Broderick? We doing it? Broderick Jones? Are you telling me or are you manifesting? I never know. Poltergoose, are you Axel Bob? Because, yeah, then you deserve to be yelled at. It's Broderick Jones. All right, so they trade up for a tackle. So we got all the tackles off. Still, one corner off the board. Just one. I just call him like I see him, Axel. Sorry. Sometimes people need a little bullying. It's okay. Are you guys doing a dynasty draft during the draft? Someone tweeted at me. Who's at the draft, said a Lions fan stormed by, big mad. Okay, yeah, this is falling in such a way where I'm starting to be a little bit less. Okay, doing a dynasty draft during the real draft is unhinged. Oh, you've been going for 2 weeks? Nice. Yeah, that sounds about right. Startup draft with 12-hour picks. Oh my God. Never again. Wide receiver, CB, or trade back right now. Man, okay, so trade back is still probably my favorite option, but the gap is getting smaller because of all these players that are falling. We have got, 5 picks left to go? Every wide receiver still on the board. Every corner but Witherspoon. There are now too many of these first round players. So there will be a wide receiver or corner that I put a pick at 23 grade on. I think that's been the case for a minute. Christian Gonzalez paired with Sauce. If the Jets got it, yeah. Oh, no, we're not at 17. No, because the Steelers trade up. No, okay, never mind. I forgot that they traded up. I thought we were just all the way to the Steelers pick. If JSN is there at 20, do you go get him? No. It's okay if he gets taken right in front of me. I don't need to trade up for any of these guys. I'll take whoever falls. Would you trade up for Gonzo? Gonzo, like, I would get it. Personally, I wouldn't, just because we're not the place for him. But if I covered the Seahawks, like if I'm Seattle and I'm sitting here like I can go up 5 spots, then yes. It's just that I just don't think that the Vikings are the most fruitful place for him. And I don't want to say he's a scheme specific guy, because he's not. It's just better if you run a lot of cover 3. Are we going to be surprised when they go Cansey? No. Everything's on the table, right? Mozzie Smith out of Michigan. I think he's a first round pick that everybody has pegged as a second. Stay out for Porter or trade back because so many CBs will be available. I mean, if there's a lot of CBs, then we could trade back a little and just do the eke value thing and then take one. If you can get it, if somebody really has, one thing. But I'm still, I think, partial to eye on the prize. Get a first round pick for 2024 so that we can get a quarterback. All of this will be window dressing if we cannot smoothly solve our quarterback situation. Right, Jordan. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Jets up at 15. God, if they just slammed Gonzalez here in New York, my goodness, that would be so sick. They have DJ Reed though, right? Like, or is that his name? The other corner? Like, they have a corner they feel pretty good about. Like, I wouldn't put corner down as a need for the Jets, but maybe it's just too good to pass up. If Gonzo's there at 23, yeah, then don't screw around. But I don't see that happening. Somebody's got to take him here eventually, right? We're also a little bit on Levis watch here with Washington and New England. I could see those teams going there. Washington they have Sam Howell. Like, they're very unserious at quarterback right now. Yeah, JSN. JSN for the Jets would be kind of fun. Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets. They pick him a wide receiver, but they don't need to, I don't think. Breaking pretty well for a stick and pick. It really is. Or like a sensible trade down that's not a crazy one. Yeah, that really was a good salve for the missing out on the quarterbacks, is watching the NFC North go completely out of left field 3 in a row. Jets don't look like they're working the phones. Like, there's so much talent now because so many weird picks have happened. There's so much talent on the board. I don't know why anyone would trade up, much less the Vikings. And that might, honestly, if it's like too thick, you might have a problem. But the thing about it is, like, everybody's board will be a little different, you know? Like, my board, I've got 4 first-round corners left. Of course, I'm not going to trade up. I'm just going to take whichever one of these guys falls. I'll trade up when there's only one of those guys left, and I feel like I'm going to miss out on everything. I got to get Hooker and complete the disaster class. I don't see it happening. 2 NFC North teams had Jalen Carter at their pick and traded out. Yeah. Yeah, Eli Moore is a Brown now, right? What's Bukowski up to? What are his thoughts on Lucas Van Ness? Oh, Justice is coping. Oh, Justice. (6'5", 272-pound sophomore pass rusher who runs a 7 flat 3 cone. Ted Thompson will never die. Tanner McKee in round 5. Where did I put him? I think I put him 6. But yeah, something like that. No, I put him round 5. We take those. Jets taking a while. Yeah, is there some crazy trade up that's about to happen? Because I feel like somebody's got to have a board with Christian Gonzalez sitting like alone on it. Anyone have any hot takes about DTR? I have a 3rd round grade on him, and I think that's pretty hot. I think that's like 2 rounds above where he is on consensus. Rodgers to Conklin makes me want to puke. Hey, here's the thing though. We don't have to like hate. He's not a Packer anymore. We can still hate him if you like don't like it what he says or whatever, or if you think his weird crystal thing is annoying. But we don't have to be like tribal fandom about it. Now we have to slander Jordan Love really hard. That's the move. Not many QB needy teams ahead of us. Will be interesting to see what the Vikes do if he's there. True. I'll be super interested because I was in the same spot. Like, in the ultimate mock, I was there. Will Levis was there. I thought about it. I didn't do it. I wonder if they'll do the same thing. Pick is in. What do we got here? What is anybody doing in this draft? They took Will McDonald. Is that seriously the pick? What is anybody? Christian Gonzalez is right there. Are teams really bugged by the run blocking thing? Hendon Hooker, the edge rusher. I don't know anything about Will McDonald as an edge rusher. I just think it's so bizarre that they went more defense too. People had Will McDonald as like a back of the round. I think that's the first guy I did not have in my first round mock in my bet with my dad. Yeah. I had Lucas Van Ness going 27th to Buffalo. Yeah, the Webs, Levis to the Commanders. I could totally see it here. I mentioned it a couple times. That makes a lot of sense to me. That actually would be really good for the Commanders, I think. Because they need a guy who can play right now. They can go do a quick game offense, dump it off to Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin. Cyclones' 50-year first-round draft route is over. Monkey's paw curls. It's a Packer. Or wait. Or is Will McDonald the Cyclone? And Lucas Van Ness? I thought it was... Oh, or is he Iowa? I got my Iowas mixed up. Brugler has him at 46. Levis to the commies. I like it. He's a Jet. Yeah, whatever. Fair enough. Hooker to Seattle at 20. Levis to Seattle would make sense too. I know they just got Geno, but at this point they're getting value, you know. Unreal, man, McDonald. Look, this is a good edge rusher. It's just another piece on that insane defense. But it's weird. It's like I feel like I don't know anything about any of the picks so far because it's all tackles and edge rushers, and I didn't look at those classes. Axel, no. You have to abide by what's on the card. So if the guest speaker says something dumb to be funny, it's what's on the card that I think officially counts. But there was a case, I want to say like in the 90s with where they wrote the wrong guy down. Like they got two names mixed up and they picked a totally random guy. It was the Bucks. I forget the name. And if I remember, it worked out that the player they actually picked turned out to be better than the guy they meant to pick. Draft is weird. Iowa State. Okay. Forbes is the second corner off the board. Unbelievable. Did I even have him on my board? I didn't watch him. Glad I didn't watch him get there. I'm going to put him over Keeley, I guess. This fall is so weird. Okay, so here's the deal. Why would you... I didn't watch Forbes. I'm not going to speak to Forbes, but why is Gonzalez falling like this? Gonzalez was the very first player I watched this year. 166 pounds. Like the best reason I can think of for Gonzalez to fall is A, people think he's more scheme dependent, which has to also apply to the 166 pound corner, and B, that he gets owned in the run game a lot. which also has to apply to the 166 pounder. I will also say like Gonzalez can't get off a block, or it's ugly when he gets put in. So if he does fall to 23, I wouldn't be shocked to see the Vikings pass. He's not a Flores guy. Just is not a Flores guy. Man, there was a lot of steam about Forbes being a sneaky first round guy, and I was really hoping it wasn't the Vikings. All I want it now is the Vikings to take someone that I've seen or trade out. Just please don't take a guy that I'm like, oh, I didn't watch him. I'll have to get back to you, you know? Medicals. Is it medicals with Gonzalez? Oh, yeah. Dantzler and Forbes together. Not a single wideout yet off the board. It's a bad class. Are the Lions still going to get Gonzalez? No! True. Come on, Billy B. just take the value guy that's falling for a weird reason. Yeah, that would suck if they got him with 18. Because, like, trading Okuda away when people were telling me he was going to be a starter. Yeah, average weight 177. Personally, I would rather have Porter for Gonzalez on the Vikings. I believe that is a scorching take that I have. I don't think a lot of people are with me on that. Stephen Power, I do not have that technology to put a live draft table up. Sorry. I could probably figure it out, but I'm not going to do it on the fly. You want JSN, but you don't believe the fall is possible? I don't know, man. At this point, we got 7 picks left before we go. If we mock this out as like worst case, I guess you could go. So it could go 4 corners, 3 receivers, and then everything would be bad. It would have to go like exactly. My fave prospect left for the Vikings is probably Joey Porter. My favorite option for the Vikings is still trading all the way out. Or 6 picks left because I wasn't counting Forbes yet. Will Levis is Bo Callahan. At this point, you could trade back and still get Porter. Yeah. Honestly, you could do like a sensible trade. I don't think Porter falls like out of the first, but I don't know, maybe. This middle part of the draft is going buck wild, so who knows? Yeah, he eats bananas with the peel on it. I mean, it's all a bit. Mayo coffee's a bit. It's all a bit. You like a small trade down the most? Yeah, at this point, there's too much talent on the board for sit and pick to be good. You got to try to eke a little value at least, or just say, look, all these guys are whatever. Eye on the prize. 2024 first. Keep taking tackles. I think we're probably done on tackles, right? Are there any other first round tackles left? Who are the tackles that are like? Who's the top tackle left on the board? Anton Harrison. That is a name I had not heard until like a week ago. But that's a me problem. I just didn't pay attention to the tackles at all. Gonzo to Pats. Gonzalez to Pats. Good. He was never making it this far, right? Never, ever, ever. But now he's not a Lion. So now I don't want the Lion. Just don't put Joey Porter on the Lions because I love Joey Porter, and he's such a Dan Campbell player. He's such a good fit. Wait, no. Wait. Wait, no, this is perfect for them. They got a running back, though. Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, run on CB's coming now. That's okay. Levis going to fall to Tampa? Are they going to do it? Or do they just chill with Trask and go full tank for 2024? He's such a Lion. Oh, this makes too much sense. All right, there goes Gonzalez. Gonzalez, third corner off the board, and I did have him at CB3. Just don't ask me any details. Yeah, Porter to Detroit. That's probably the worst thing I could see them do right now. Or if they took one of these cool receivers, I wouldn't like that. But these are play. Dan Campbell wants fighters, man, not podcasters. Scrolling through the Discord, the names have unredded. I guess everybody got their mat out. I think it helped a lot to watch the whole NFC North like beef it. That's way far for Christian Gonzalez. That's a coup for Billy B. Who do you think the Vikes will get? I still don't think they pick tonight. So I'm sticking to my guns on that prediction, but I'm never going to be more than 60% sure of any of this. Never more than 60-40 on anything. Come on, Detroit. You going to trade back again? I could ride with Banks too. Porter, Cam Smith, all these guys. I don't prefer that to trading out because I want to trade out and get that next year capital in a real boy draft with real players. But there's a lot of players left on the board I would like. Oh my goodness, we almost got 200 people watching the draft. Hello, everybody. Tweet it out again. We got it yet? What'd they do? Chicken al pastor chipotle. We ride. What do I think of the board? It's weird. Not having Donatello's 3 first round picks alone. I don't know about that. It's a little optimistic. Listening to the broadcast is dreadful. I agree. What do I think of the board? I think it's falling really, really well for the Vikings to trade back. I want them to trade way back. I have a couple players that I really would like here. Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison. I'd take Zay Flowers. Joey Porter Jr., Cam Smith, Deontay Banks. Any of those 6, and I will walk away and say, okay, good job. I'm happy with it. Levis on the board is very interesting. Yeah, maybe TB takes Levis. I kind of think that they're lining themselves up for 2024, so I'm not sure they take Levis, but who knows? Could see Seattle. Define way back, far enough back to get a first round pick in 2024. That's what I'm after, and I would prefer that to any of these guys at this point, except maybe Joey Porter. Joey Porter, I'd be pretty freaking stoked on. He's my second best cornerback in the draft after Witherspoon, for the Vikings at least. Cam Smith is the top CB you feel you've heard the least about. So the book on him, he is a pretty polished corner. I think he's just, there's nothing really distinctive about him, except I guess he's probably got one of the worst physicality holding problems of the first round corners. So maybe he gets kind of underrated because the most distinctive thing about him is a weakness, not a strength. But for me, the most distinctive thing about him is his patience. He's a very, very patient corner. He's got the athleticism to turn and run with a lot of things. And so if he's a little bit late, it's okay. And he knows he can rely on that. So he's very much an underreact versus overreact player. And that's what you want in a corner. You want corners that don't overreact to stuff. And if they wait a little bit too long and they have to catch up, if they've got the burst to do that, that's totally fine. The extreme example of that is Trey Waynes, who could make a living, right? But even, a less exaggerated version of that can be really, really good because you can basically let everything break in front of you. Jack Campbell. That's a Campbell pick. Dan Campbell pick. Yep. That tracks. I thought he'd be a first rounder. Oh no, I had Drew Sanders. Oh, I got owned. Jack Campbell. Oh, I didn't put him on my Jack Campbell and cross it out. It's a very incomplete board. I don't have like most of these guys on there. The NFL seems to really be taking the physical players over the finesse players. Yeah, Brugler doesn't like Cam Smith as much as I do. I like him a lot. I'm like very high on him relative to consensus, and I'm okay with that. 5 picks in 30 minutes before I have to leave. Possible? I wouldn't count on it. Running back and linebacker. Running back and defensive running back, right? Isn't that the analytics thing? Yeah, 44 on consensus board. That sounded about right. But it's weird because the linebackers are so low that like sometimes one can just sneak into the first round just by virtue of saying, hey, we got the best linebacker in college today. I'm going to fill up my water. Everybody be good. Oh, too late to post Judy Hopps. I'm back. Almost too good for the Vikings to trade back to where there's so much talent that would somebody want to come up maybe. This is one of the last chances. This 1920 run here is one of the last chances for Will Levis to get taken. And then I guess it's the Vikings. And I feel like if he gets past the Vikings, then he might not be a first round quarterback. Favorite Nintendo game of all time, not franchise. Oh man, well, you can't do that to me. Is Anzalone still in Detroit? I believe he is. Favorite Nintendo game of all time. It's 100% going to be a Pokemon game. But you said not franchise. I have to pick a Pokemon game. Emerald. Oh no, wait, no. What do I? It's Super Smash Bros. There's Campbell. Yeah, Super Smash. I guess Ultimate, right? The one that's got everything. I love Smash Bros. When I worked at a place where it was like Smash Bros was religion. It was I don't have I main random. You should a real man plays Smash Bros on any character. Double dash, good call, good call. Packers trade up with the Vikings for a wide receiver. Oh, man, honestly, if these receive ball, somebody's going to be really high on one of the receivers. Whether it's JSN or Addison or whatever, to be really high on the receivers. Ganondorf thunderstomps only. One of the fun things I did in college was somebody would always have to play Captain Falcon, only Falcon punches. But yeah, I used to work in a place where it was like every lunch break was Smash Bros. Every 10-minute break was Smash Bros. An hour after Eric Eager says I'm not okay. You put your eggs in the restore it basket. Turns out Dan Campbell, not an analytic darling. Cansey to the Bucks? Okay, I see that. Cansey, sure. Can you impregnate my wife? No. But I hear there are pills for that. But yeah, God, those were the good days at that job. Smash Bros all the time. And me and another guy, we would always do random. And there were a couple of like super serious gamers that would kill us every time. One of them works for 100 Thieves now as a producer. Love a little Breath of the Wild. I just did a playthrough. I probably won't play through that one again for a little while. I need it to wear back off. Get Leaf Green going. If you're interested in a challenging ROM hack of Pokemon Leaf Green, Pokemon Garbage Green is very fun from one of the communities. It's none of the trainers are changed. It's all the same trainers, but you are restricted access to resources. So you will only ever find so many potions. You'll only ever find so many berries. You get locked into routes, so you have to like beat all the trainers before you can heal. And the encounters are like the first route, you can get like a Ditto and a Smeargle. So it's like you have to figure out a way to win with trash. It's awesome. Kalijah Cansey to the Bucks. So now Seattle's up. I could see Seattle doing this. I could see Seattle going Mayo Coffee. They got CB1, right? I could really see him doing it. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Draft Diamonds just tweets out an interview with a random draft prospect you've never heard of. Oh my God, I never even thought about the Seattle coffee angle to Levis. That's super funny. All the talk about how deep this class is at tight end and none taken yet. Yeah, it's a great class, but it did seem like there was never a Hawkinson prospect. Or like a Kyle Pitts prospect that's like, hey, this guy kind of transcends the value of the position. Like a TJ Hawkinson that can be wide receiver too. Oh God, please, Levis to Seattle. I think this would be my favorite place for him to land. Just to see what Seahawks Twitter does with this guy. The memes are going to be out of bounds. Agree. Levis. Will Levis was minus 1,500 to go to the Colts at one point. I even kind of fell into it a little bit. Tracking the Vegas odds can get you a little tied up, huh? Okay, at this point, what's my board like? Because we have 3 picks left. So what are my favorite 4 players? Joey Porter's on top, Smith-Njigba, Addison, and then most people would say Deonte Banks. I would say Cam Smith. We'll have access to one of those people, or Flowers if you're into it. The prop for Levis to go outside the top 10. Levis outside the top 10 was actually like super high odds. The betting markets did not think that he was going to get past like the top 10. There's always one. I've been saying this whole draft cycle, 3 quarterbacks go in the top 5 and then someone falls. Just couldn't know who it was. But I agree with this. Outside of, I would have taken Stroud over Young, the quarterbacks followed my board to a T. We'll see if they continue to. I think that's going to get broken when Hendon Hooker goes above Jaren Hall, which is an opinion that I have. Picks aren't getting tipped as fast as I remember. I feel like we were like 3 picks ahead by this point in the round last year. Yeah. So how about this? I think who did Derry take in the ultimate mock? It was Cansey and Miles Murphy. If you were a Lions fan, would you rather have that than Jack Campbell, Jahmyr Gibbs, and an extra 2? Yeah, I think there are 3 slam dunks to Shadow Flame. Like if I take Joey Porter, Smith-Njigba, Jordan Addison. Hey, what's up, James? James, you want to pop in for a sec? I can give you the link on Twitter if you want. Just need to get a backdrop down. Just that, yeah. Yeah, pop in. Hang on. I'm going to DM it to the Norse Code account. Got to get one guest on here, right? 227 watching. Yeah, I maxed out at I think 150 last time, so this is insane. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me as the pick looms. Hang on a sec. My guests. Come through, James. The Norse code count as Reef? No, yeah. If a Reef were going to come in here and slander me, he would do it under his own name. He would want credit for that. All my everydayers, yeah, hanging out. Yeah, I probably do this every draft, honestly. This is awesome. I love you guys. Better than watching the regular browser. Yeah, this beats the heck out of sitting there watching super basic analysis. What's going on? Hey, James.
This is a terrible idea. I just want you to know that this is only going to involve people stopping watching your channel and unsubscribing and not even joining Norse code, like probably going over to Spinoza or something else. Like this is highly toxic for your own brand, and just as long as you're aware of that, my 5 o'clock shadow is only going to make it worse.
The point is self-sabotage, so we're good.
Oh, perfect. Speaking of self-sabotage, I just had a fun moment. I was out at the bar watching the first couple of, I just got back, so the first 19 picks. I came home and I had a gift waiting for me in the hallway. I had forgotten, apparently I'd had a bit too much to drink on Friday night of last week. I came home and I had a hammock sitting in the entryway of my home. Apparently I bought a hammock. It looks like it's going to be able to support me, which is fantastic. Apparently I wasn't one of those let's just find the next hammock I could find. No, this was one that was built to support hill giants. So great. So yeah, I have acquired a hammock. I don't know, I don't drink in Prime. Yes, thank you. But I was just
drinking
confused.
Prime. Yeah,
exactly. I walked in and went I don't know what's happening here, but sure, why not?
The chat is saying Smith and Jiba is a Seahawk. How do you feel, James? Let's do some analysis. You always all you ever do is kick the mic over to a Reef. Let's do it. Let's reverse this. Give me your thoughts.
I hear he's an excellent college football player. He would have to be in order to be picked in the first round of the NFL draft. I'm concerned because he's not good enough to be picked in the first 19. But pick 20, I think he should be able to at least start a game for the Seahawks.
Bold. That's you're exactly the right amount of takesmanship for the ESPN draft prospect. I think you've got. I think you've got a bright future.
I was worried.
Bright future in this industry that you're just joining now.
We've been doing 10 years of Norse code, and at this point, I feel like.
Oh, okay.
What are they doing? Okay.
I was gonna say there's not consensus over who the Seattle Seahawks actually picked, but I think it's been corrected. It's Smith and Jiba.
I was gonna say it didn't make any sense that the fact that it hadn't actually been announced. Everyone seems to be convinced anyway. But yeah, it's we've been doing 10 years of Norse code. I lob softballs all day. I'm an expert. I'm that guy they bring in for the All-Star game for the home run derby that just has that perfect little
the goal is to just set everybody else to look great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's the goal here. So the pick is supposedly in.
It's in on TV.
We actually have somebody from the Norse Code Discord at the draft today.
Hey, we have 17 people who are in both your Discord and mine in the chat right now. Whole bunch of longtime listeners.
Doing that long time, first time thing?
Yep. Looks like
Hey, Glitchy Lauren. I'm gonna assume that's Glitchy Lauren.
Yeah, that's Glitchy Lauren. All right. One more question. Will Levis looks like he'll be on the board unless somebody trades up to leapfrog the Vikings to trade up with the Chargers or Ravens, but those guys aren't taking the quarterback. So Levis on the board at 23. We doing it? Do you think?
I think you should. If you've made this much of a public stink about not extending Cousins, there has to be. Unlike in previous years where it didn't seem like having a backup like to a quarterback situation seemed like it was a good idea to have. Like if you're going to be doing this sort of thing, you kind of have to at this point. So I think you have to go Will Levis if he is available. I mean, the
I think
Chargers
he
aren't
will
going to pick
be.
him up.
Yeah.
Baltimore just took care of their quarterback issues.
It would
So
have to
unless
be
somebody's going to
a trade
leapfrog
up.
in,
Yes, it would have to be
yeah,
a leapfrog, which I could see, like somebody just thinking that the Vikings are really in on Will Levis, but they haven't exactly been spreading that gospel a lot. So I don't think the
we had a fun comment at the bar about like because Green Bay's pick was up. I was like, what if they grab Levis just to be fun? Like, what if they just grab Will Levis just to like just to be wrong, just to be more wrong because they saw what they saw what the Lions did and picked up a running back. Like, really? This is what we're gonna do? I think you have to go. I think you have to go Will Levis. That said, I don't think quarterback is like the biggest issue on the team. I'm not a person who espouses that Kirk Cousins is the end all player to keep, but yeah, actually, if I can address something for a moment because it just came up in the chat, having Roger Goodell on the TV instead of my room is a bit weird.
yeah, that's
It's a
seeing your
bit
ex a
it's a
little
bit
bit.
off-putting. Yeah, very much so, actually, because
It's like too familiar a
he spent a
face.
lot of time in my bedroom.
We were
Roger Goodell
talking.
spent a lot of time in my bedroom last year. Yeah.
Speaking
That's
of
not a
objects
sentence I like
of.
saying, quite frankly.
Speaking of Norse code lore objects, I was wondering how
Mhm.
many Norse code shower curtains exist in the world?
3.
Physically, 3. Okay.
3.
And are they,
One
to your
is on the
knowledge,
East
displayed in
Coast.
bathrooms?
Yes, I've seen pictures of 2 of them.
Okay.
So one of them is on the East Coast in Brooklyn. The other one is with Droplay Dave out on the West Coast,
That's
I
right.
believe somewhere in Oregon. And the third one is at an undisclosed location in Minnesota, but not a Reefs. It is
Not a
not
race. Okay.
currently at a Reefs, but I can fix that. Like we can I get a discount on all the merch that we have through the store. Like I can make that a thing. But yeah, the but Droplay
You'll
Dave
never
definitely
find my
has
address.
Droplay had the second one. We actually did a thing where the guy who bought the first one bought it so that I would mention that his record was coming out because he just had yeah, his band had just put out a record, and he was the cool guy that helped us out with the New York trip
Hmm.
back during the passive aggressive DJ at the bar,
Yeah, that was that
and
trip. Yeah.
the it was that trip. So yeah, funny story though. He did win the North Code Hell League this year. Like he's in the Hell League. He won it, and he attributes it to the power of the shower curtain. However,
Fair. Sure.
he is afraid to go to the bathroom. So, like, I get it.
Like, how do you explain that to guests?
That the shower curtain exists.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Like,
the
you walk in and be like,
one of
"What's with
his.
that shower curtain?" Like, how do you say, "Well, okay, so there's a
Yeah, I
podcast."
my girlfriend last year, which is kind of a loaded thing, but had joked that we should have it, and I was like, no, you. I talked to Arif enough. I have the shirt. I don't need anything additional. It'd be a little bit too weird. But yeah, mm, I don't think that more of them need to be in existence. That said, I do have something horrible that I haven't brought out often. Uh, did you see? Well, you were on the Discord. The the throw or not the throw pillow, the Arif body pillow.
I'm familiar.
Like I have one of those in existence. I
One
have an
has been
Arif body pillow
manufactured.
in one. Damian Barrett decided that he was going to buy the drawing that was made of the of the Arif body pillow, which looks like Prince. Like except he's got white hands and like it's like purple outfit and stuff. It like weird ladybugs on him. It didn't make any sense, but it worked. So he made that into an actual body pillow. So I have that in my home hidden, hoping I don't perish, so that like my parents come in and see it. We're like, James, I am disappointed. I'm horribly disappointed in you. But I have that, and I think I'm going to give that away at the next live show. Or
That's
Norse Code
fantastic.
500, which is going to happen this year.
Norse Code
Norse Code
500.
500 is scheduled to happen around Thanksgiving.
All right.
So, but Luke, if you want a shower curtain, I can get you a shower curtain. I know a guy who can get you a
that kind of
curtain.
shower.
I do not have a shower, is what you're going to say.
Yeah, I don't have. No, I have a sliding glass door shower, so I do not even have a place to put that, even if I did want it. And also, you'll never get
not
my
with
address.
that attitude. You don't. Oh, please. I'm sure.
All right, this is going to a weird place. Quentin Johnson just went to the Chargers, and I need to talk a little bit of trash. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you for joining.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me talk about my fantastic, not for sale at all thing I'm going to sleep in later. I think. What a dumb world.
For those,
why the hell do I have one?
I think most of the chat honestly listens to both of our shows, but for those who don't, let them know.
So Norse Code during the off season happens about every 2 weeks. We are planning on having our recap episode early next week. Arif Hassan, who is famously more online than he should be, so you likely know who he is. He is the co-host and analyst and the reason why people listen. So if you enjoy Arif's work, check it out over at the Norse Code Podcast, which you can find on Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube. I think you can actually listen to it on Amazon for reasons that don't make any sense. But check us out over there and enjoy the beekeeping corner. We're very proud of that one.
That's very hard work. Thank you so much, James. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Yep.
Good luck and enjoy whatever the Vikings do in a minute here.
Yeah, we'll see.
That was James Pagashnik of Norse Code. Good time hanging out. So Chargers take QJ. I don't hate QJ as much as some people do, but I did have a second round grade on him. I'm pretty low on him. You don't want to spoil the Vikings pick, but you want my reaction? Spoil the Vikings pick. The Ravens are on the clock right now. I don't think the pick's out there, but if it's out there, yeah, please tell me. Is it tipped? Is it out? Is it Levis? Porter or back? It's a good question. I wouldn't be mad at Porter. I think I still want... It depends on how far back, right? Because there's a lot of options at 23 right now, no matter what Baltimore does here. Want to slam Porter, I get it, but I think you could go pull of spots and see maybe someone wants to come up for Addison or Zay Flowers. I would be willing to go back as far as it takes to get a first round pick next year. And I understand that probably puts me in like the 40s and I miss out on a whole bunch of players. Totally fine with going to the other side of that talent cliff if it nets me a first round pick next year. I think that is plus value in a moment where we're going to need that extra ammo to get that quarterback. Yeah, trade back or Levis. If it were Levis, I wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't be the kind of guy that complains. If it were like Hendon Hooker, I'd be all over it. I would whine about it forever, but it's not going to be. If it were Levis, I will tell you, I would disagree respectfully, but I'm not going to say that that's like, oh, the franchise will never be. I'm not going to whine about it all day. I'll just say this is why I didn't like it, but I'll give it every shot in the world to work out. Tight end could be a sneaky Baltimore pick. Would they be like a 12P team if they lost Josh Allen? More of a day 2 thing, I think, for them. Because they still have Mark Andrews in the building. And they just got Odell. I think defense has to be it for them. Go back to 27-30. Yeah, like a sensible trade back. Maybe, you miss out on Joey Porter, but you still get Deonte Banks, and you're going, well, did we even get the worst player? Are you recording tomorrow's app right after the stream? No. So, after the stream, I have a bunch of stuff I have to do for the network, for national stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be just a little disappointed. So I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. I will be recording tonight's stream, or tomorrow morning's podcast. I will be recording later in the night, probably deep in the night. And depending on how upset I am, maybe a little wine. Is anyone in love with Levis to come up? Man, all of the scuttlebutt is that nobody went to Levis's birthday party, so to speak, and nobody liked. But I think coming up, it's over Porter, it's over Addison, one of the tight ends, yeah, something like that. Somebody is just going to be in deep of. What did I have the Jags doing? Oh, I had Broderick Jones because I just need to put him somewhere. Yeah. Am I laggy again? I'm sorry. That's a thing. I can't now. People here. We just have to kind of hope. It's just going to be an audio thing. I'm sorry, guys. There's nothing I can do about that. I can put up a graphic that looks. James made it lag. Yeah, I brought in a guest. I got hubris. There's nothing I can do. I told you all to go play Rocket League or whatever, though. You shouldn't be looking at my blurry face. Oh, it fixed. Okay, good. Just that. Yeah, therein lies the pro looks like Ponder. He does look aesthetically. No, he doesn't. He doesn't look like Ponder at all, actually. Both in looks or in play style. He's definitely not. If you want a quarterback who's like Ponder, who was one of the late guys I was just scouting that looks a little bit like Ponder when he plays? That's like super one read and go. He's like a short game rhythm guy. I want to say Clayton Tune, but I might be totally misremembering. Zay to the Ravens? That would make a lot of sense. Baltimore gets Zay Flowers. That feels like one of the people that you would have traded up for. So Addison on the board, Joey Porter on the board. They could just sit here, take Joey Porter, and we go away saying, all right, we got a corner. But man, let's trade up. Or let's trade down. Vikes on the clock. Here we go. Ooh, I almost tweeted out the join the guest link. There we go. Trade out, trade out, trade out. I would take Porter. I would take Addison. I think everything else feels like it would be reaching when you could probably trade out and still get them. Trade out, trade out. Share the link, everybody. Let's get everybody in here. Could get Richardson, so I'm fine with skipping the other QBs in the class. I agree, Hank. Wouldn't love Levis, Joey Porter, Jordan Addison. I'd be pretty stoked on those guys. I don't think Addison is a Viking, though. I don't think that he's a fit because he can't block. You could trade back and get Levis, I think, too. Who's going to come up? Who's going to take him from behind here, right? Like, who's next? Jacksonville, no. Giants, no. Dallas, no. Buffalo, no. Cincy, no. Like, who's going to take him? Trade out. You do not need to take Levis right now if you're going to take him. Trade out. Trade out. Or Porter. We take Porter. We take Porter. We take Addison. We take trade out. Trade down with a division rival. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Like slamming all these Twitter refreshes, which is probably not great for the health of this stream. What do we got? Trade out. Get me a first round pick next year from a team that feels like it's contending. Go to 32 with the Steelers. 32 with the Steelers. Come on, ship the pick to Detroit. Yeah, they're wasting prime picks. Agree. What do we got? Show me what it is. Or do they just stand pat? What do we got? There's no way Kwesi stays in picks here, right? I'd be so shocked. It's going to be a long 6 minutes and 50 seconds. That's where the clock's at for me. Come on, draft diamonds. Isn't that too much value for a next year first? I don't think you get a next year first for going down to 32. Yeah, I think you have to go further if that's what you're asking. What do we got? I got the butterflies in my tum tum. What's happening? Miles Murphy. An edge is not crazy. What do we have? Come on, let me show that. Show me that banner changing colors. This is fun. This is a fun time. There's so many things that can happen. It's so fun. Come on. Let's be present in the moment, right? How often in our lives do we get to be in this moment? Our favorite team's on the clock in the front. Once a year, we get a couple of minutes once a year where we get to be here and feel this feeling. All right. Be present. Enjoy the moment. Kwesi's working the phone, trading down 53, 61, and 64 from the Bears for this pick. That sounds fair. Yeah. Would rather take I would say keep your 60 picks and give me a first next year. Here we go. What do we got? The eyeball emojis are here. It's going to be really fun in Baltimore. I love that fit. If it's Hooker, we riot. True. If Hooker goes over Levis, I have questions. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, get your eyeball emojis out. We sit, we wait, we watch. The chat is pretty divided. I've got some people begging for Levis, some people saying, please don't do Levis. What do we got? Mozzie, I could see that, and I think I would be. I don't know a lot about him, but I don't think it would take a lot for me to be excited about that. He's a hyper athlete. Trade out. Come on, change that banner. Just change the banner just to give it to me. Take Porter. Move back. Come on, baby. Someone get a haul. Someone come up way far. Just don't give me like a weird reach here. I don't want this to be one of those front offices that like hashtag their guy. You get like Josh Downs or something, and they're like, but we really loved him. Trade out. Who's throwing out fake names? Time horizon shifting. Kwesi on the phone. Meet me at the time horizon. We can kiss. Don't miss the pick. There it is. There's a fake name. What do we got? Come on, draft diamonds. What do we got? He's on the phone. Of course he's on the phone. He's trying. Let time expire. Just let Jacksonville jump. It'd be really funny if they let it and it was Jacksonville again. Because it was Jacksonville that jumped him last time in Carolina. When it happened in 03. Luke Braun, long snapper. Loyola Marymount University. Monte Mack, no matter what. Who we got? There. That'd be good for the night. What do we got? Minnesota's taking this down to the wire. They got to be trying to trade here. Will Levis, not on the phone. For what it's worth, Ben Gessling did come on Access Vikings this week and say, my timer's at 110, but you can spoil for me. It's okay. Ben Gessling did say that if Levis was on the board, that they would pass. Pick is in. Oh. Porter? Just take Porter and go? Couldn't trade. They picked. I am shocked that they picked. Addison. Okay. We take those. Okay. All right. That's probably my second favorite option here. I think I would have taken Joey Porter if it were up to me and I couldn't trade out. But I'm very surprised. He can't block. I didn't think he was really a Viking. But we take it. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Stay at 23, take Addison. Oh, Chief Doomer here, Ale. Nobody wanted to trade up for Levis. All right. Let me open up my... It's not moving the needle for me as much as like QB stuff would or whatever we were dreaming about at the beginning of the day. Yeah, Oliver and Ham can do the blocking. It's just hard to have a wide receiver out there that can't be part of the run game. Where is he? All right. Let me unlock this Patreon post. There it is. Film on him. There we go. We got the guy who made Caleb Williams. Still waiting for that Cook trade. James K. That's probably a tomorrow deal. I would have been surprised to see that happen today. Did Addison return it all? I don't think so. No, I'm waiting on a text or a call here. No. Yeah, I'm waiting on a text from some people at the Locked On Network to tell me what I have to do, and then I got to jump off. But we can still talk a little bit about Addison, all right? So, okay, Jordan Addison is a Viking. He's a small guy, but he is, of all of the small guys, so when you're small and you're trying to get past a corner, you got to go around him, right? Because you just can't go through him. You can't physical your way through him. So when you have to go around, that means you have to get off your alignment. That corner can stand right in front of you and say, whatever your route is, you got to screw it up to get around me. And Addison has the speed to take guys all the way out of that, and he'll get way off his alignment. Like, he's not afraid to do it. And usually, you'd be yelling at people for doing that, but he can always restack it. He'll be where he is supposed to be when he's supposed to be, and he just kind of goes a little bit off road. to get there, and it takes corners way out. And it's so hard as a cornerback when the guy does that, because once that wide receiver is out of your frame, you have to react. I don't care how good of a corner you are. You have to react once that dude is out of your frame. So he can force you to react, whether you're an all-pro or a rookie, and he can force that react. He can force whatever reaction he wants to react, because he does this with a plan. He does this with a purpose, and he understands coverages. He knows where things are going. He's a really heady player. He was the Pitt guy that he was a Biletnikoff winner last year, if I remember, or maybe a finalist. Did somebody move up 25 and 160 for 24? Small potatoes. Yeah, learning stuff from Justin McCardell. I'll have to jump back into all the tape I can to really watch him, but I'm glad I got a guy that I really... He's very smart. You can see it on tape. You can see how smart he is. Won it in 2021 at Pitt, then went to USC. Yeah. He kind of made Kenny Pickett too. I should maybe watch some Pitt tape of him if I can get it. You're going to love this guy for sure. It's not the quarterback thing. It's not the franchise altering thing I thought we could have had this draft. I think there was an opportunity to do something more that they just couldn't realize, and it happens. It's just the deals didn't come the way they came. Caleb Williams, you are a Minnesota Viking. Eye on the prize, baby. Oh, are we going to manifest? Let's go. Let's get that dude and hope that he misses Jordan Addison less next year. He can run after the catch. He's a very do-it-all receiver, goes everywhere. I'm pretty jacked. Yeah. You're never going to see me. I mean, I would be doing like crazy backflips and running around like crazy and screaming if they got like Anthony Richardson or something insane. I think anybody that they were just going to sit at 23 and pick, it's about as happy as I was going to be with it. But I'm pretty jacked. So that's going to be it for the Vikings in the first round. And I believe that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. I have to go do a couple things. I'm actually going to jump on with a bunch of other things, though. I'm going to jump on Locked On Minnesota Sports. We're going to have a thing going. I'm going to jump on maybe the Locked On NFL draft scouting. So I'm definitely not done being live. You'll just have to maybe chase me around the Locked On network a little bit if you want to keep hanging out. I think they can move Kirk for a late pick and totally tank for Caleb. Probably not tank, but I don't know. Maybe the year goes belly up and they end up with a shot at Caleb Williams. Maybe Caleb Williams has a weird year and he'll be available at 14 or whatever. Interesting. Levis was on the board and they passed on him. Isn't that crazy? A lot to talk about, a lot to try to figure out here. I'll have a podcast up in the morning as always. I'll also have a podcast up. I usually don't do Saturday and Sunday, but this weekend I do. So I'll have day 2, day 3 recaps up Saturday and Sunday. So you'll have some of those hitting your phones as well. So be ready. Love you guys. I will see you on the podcast tomorrow. I'll be on Twitter and everything watching day 2 as well. This isn't the let's buy his jersey feeling. Give it a minute. Let it sink in. I think you're going to be excited about him. I'm excited about him. That's a good player that doesn't need a lot of there's not a lot of variance, I think, in his outcome. As long as he stays healthy. Regular rookie transition stuff, which is kind of true of every draft pick. I think we're going to die a lot. Very cool compliment to Jim. I'm happy with this pick. We're vibing. Big time vibing. Cool. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We were over 300 when the Vikings picked. That's utterly insane that 300 people were just sitting here watching me comment on the draft without even watching the draft simultaneously. That's awesome. I love you guys. Thank you. I know a lot of you are everydayers, and that means the world to me that you would invite me into your car, or I guess your shower every day. I love it. I love how weird you guys are. We got a lot to talk about. We'll be talking about this guy for a long time, so stay tuned. But for now, I am signing off with the Locked On Vikings podcast. And as always, say it with me. And as always, Skol.